Okay, good morning or good afternoon, whatever it is when you're watching this. So hopefully you've looked at the how to use a compass in the field video to take a bearing or shoot a bearing. And then I hope you've also looked over the readings on the basics of topographic maps and the universal transverse Mercator system, as well as the latitude and longitude system. Those are going to be helpful to you in this class, and feel free to ask questions if you have any. Today, in this short video, what I want to show is how to use your compass in conjunction with a topographic map to find a direction on the map itself. So in this case, we're not very concerned about red Fred, the floating red arrow. We're not concerned about that at all. We're going to use the compass as a tool to find direction on the map. And so it's pretty straightforward. In this map, we've got a universal transverse Mercator grid system already on the map. So these lines are running north and south and east and west. They're connecting the universal transverse Mercator, the UTM grid coordinates on either side of the map. We'll be using the north-south lines to help us orient our compass to the map and then determine direction. So say we wanted to go from the end of this dirt road to this cemetery. We wanted to find out what that direction is, right? So say we're at the end of that dirt road and we want to get to that cemetery up by the main road that's running kind of east-west right there. So all we would do is take our compass and use the straight edge of our compass to connect those 2 points. So I'm connecting the end of the road with the cemetery and just aligning those along that edge. And then I turn the dial until those black lines, those 4 black lines within the dial, are parallel to the universal transverse Mercator north-south lines. And I can move my compass along the line if I need to orient those lines. So just turn them until those lines in the compass dial, those 4 lines, are parallel to the north-south lines. And then I simply read either at the index what the bearing is, or on the other side, depending on which direction I'm interested in finding. So in this case, if I want to go from the end of the road to the cemetery, I know kind of intuitively that I want to go northwest. So I'm going to read the side of the compass that gives me a direction that's northwest. And in this case, it's telling me it is about 333 or 334 degrees. Right, and so that would be, if I was standing there, that would be the direction I would set my compass. I would shoot that bearing, and if I can walk a straight line, it should take me to that cemetery. So that's basically how you would do it, using your map and your compass together. If you didn't have a nice map like this that had the UTM grid superimposed, you could simply draw your own lines on them. So you see we've done that here on this map. We've drawn the UTM north-south lines from one end of the map to the other, and that allows us to do basically the same thing as we did on the other map. We can just turn that compass dial until the lines are parallel and find our direction. So if we wanted to find the direction from Panther Knob right here to this house in that open area, connect the 2 with the straight edge and turn the dial until those orienteering lines in the dial are parallel to the north-south lines, and read our direction. And again, we know we want to go northeast. If I want to go from Panther Knob to that house, I know that direction is northeast. And so I would read whichever side of the compass shows me a northeast direction. In this case, it's showing me about 62, 64 degrees. And if you need to use a, if your points are far apart, you can simply draw a line on the map. That would help, or use a compass or a ruler to connect those two lines and set your compass along the ruler, and you can do basically the same thing. So that's pretty simple but straightforward way to finding direction using your compass and map together. Very handy to be able to do to navigate on the landscape.